Hi class, this is Mr. Tan, and today we are at Farthing Downs. Farthing Downs is near Coulsdon in Surrey. So you go South Croydon, Purley, Coulsdon, and then you come to this beautiful location. You can see across here, it's a beautiful place to come and see and walk, and it's only in the south of London. So many beautiful places in London that there is to see. So today we are looking at business law. Now in business law, various questions of P4 and P5 look at the justifications of your answers in P4, in P5, and P4 talk about company law, contract law and employment law. So obviously it's too much detail to go through the complete set of information in those subjects, on those topic areas. So what I said I'd do is to provide more information for the students. I would tackle separately contract law, employment law and company law. And today I'm going to focus on contract law. I'm just going to move this a little bit closer to me. So today I'm focusing on contract law in this beautiful place of Farthing Downs. I'm having a nice drink. And I've got some strawberries and bananas and fresh cream as well to have as I go along, as I talk to you. So contract law, there are various elements to contract law, and these elements include an offer, an acceptance, consideration, capacity, legality and intent to create legal relations. And legality and intent to create legal relations are normally combined as one. So the old school was to have the six: offer, acceptance, consideration, capacity, legality and intent to create legal relations. Now you have offer, acceptance, consideration, capacity, legality and intent to create legal relations together being one. So, but in fact, if you split them up, there are actually six. So what is an offer? The first thing that we look at is an offer. An offer is an unequivocal promise or willingness to be bound by specific terms without further negotiations. An unequivocal willingness to be bound by specific terms without further negotiations. So we can see that one party makes an offer for some goods. Now, other people may explain an offer as an exemption or willingness to contract on certain terms made by the offerer. But I prefer the first quote, which is an unequivocal promise or willingness to be bound by specific terms without any change in it. So one person makes an offer, but sometimes things are not so straightforward. And the first thing that we look at in an offer is the offer, the terms in that offer actually being communicated correctly, so both people understand the terms. And we can see this in the objective test. The objective test with Smith and Hughes, 1871. Now in this case here, one party was buying oats from another party, and they thought they were buying a certain type of oat for their horses. And later on, a different type of oat nevertheless was supplied. The judge actually held that the terms in terms of the supplying of a contract, an offer for the contract for the oats, wasn't in question. What was really in question was the quality of oats. So this didn't actually hinder the terms of the contract. So this case failed. So the first thing that we need to look at in terms of an offer is the objective test. There are other things in an offer as well. For instance, can an offer be made to the world at large? So if you place a newspaper ad, can you make an offer? Because in theory, if someone buys something from a newspaper, then you're not getting the second element in contract, which is acceptance. So can someone do this? Well, we see this in the case of Carlisle versus Carbolic Small Company Limited in 1893. and an ad was placed in a newspaper to say that if you took this smoke ball, then you wouldn't catch influenza, and £100 was then offered to anyone who got influenza by using this smoke ball at a certain time. This case went to court, and it was actually held that because the £100 was put in a separate bank account, and that there was all the intentions there for this to be an offer, then this constituted an offer to be made to the world at large. So in fact, you can make an offer verbally, you can make an offer in writing. It can be in writing, it can be by email, it can be by fax, it can be by telegram. So it can be by different means that an offer can be made, and even in a newspaper to the world at large. But not all offers, not all advertisements in newspapers are offers. It has to be unique there in some way, shape or form. Another offer that we can see in today's age is the Quick Fit ad, where they offer you free lifetime brakes for your cars. And if you go in to the Quick Fit, which is advertised in their newspapers, and you go in and you undertake this offer, then you've deemed to accepted it when you've taken it on board. So that's again a unilateral offer made to the world at large. We have to make a distinction between an offer and an invitation to treat. Now, when you go into a shop, and you see something on sale. Most people believe that that item with the price is the offer to you, but in fact that is incorrect. That is merely an invitation to treat. So if you see any goods and you're walking into Tesco's and you buy these goods or shopping, then you actually take it to the till, and then the shopkeeper or the person at the till is making the offer to you when they ring it up, and then they're saying basically, we offer these goods to you for this amount, and then you make the acceptance and you say, I accept this. So just because something is priced out there, and just because you sometimes stores actually say, okay, yes, we'll sell it to you at that, even though we mispriced it, that's really just a good customer service. They don't actually have to sell it to you at that price. They could turn around to you quite easily and say, no, this is just an invitation to treat, but the correct price is this. So we see an invitation to treat when we look at the case of Fisher versus Bell. In Fisher versus Bell, there was this penknife that was advertised in a shop window. The police saw it and took the shop to court, saying that they were selling offensive weapons. In fact, the court held they were not selling offensive weapons, simply because that was just an invitation for someone to make an offer. Therefore, this was an invitation to treat. So anything you see in a shop window, when you go into a store, you see the goods are priced up. They are merely invitation to treats, invitation for you to make an offer, as in the case of Fisher versus Bell, 1961. We can see that when we look at offer as well, we also have to think about revocation of an offer. Revocation of an offer is really to cancel an offer. And this we can see in the case of Dickinson versus Dodds, 1876. Where one party was trying to buy some oats from another party, a property from one party, and he said that the offer would be open until Friday, but the person had sold the property on a Thursday and then communicated that the offer was no longer available on Thursday. On the Friday morning, the party who wanted to buy the property went and said, I accept the offer, but that offer had been revocated. It went to court, and the judge held that no, the offer was withdrawn before the acceptance was made. And then we see other situations when we're looking at offer. We're looking at the postal rule, when is acceptance made. But we'll talk about that when we come on to the next one. The only other thing I want to say with terms and because an offer, when you're making an offer, you really, it contains various things. It contains a product or service, it contains a price, and it contains a certain amount at a specific time. So, and these terms are usually quite specific. So when we look at this, we can see that terms have to be specific and they can't be vague or woolly. And we can see this in the case of Scammell versus Alston in 1941. In Scammell versus Alston 1941, there was a person who wanted to trade in and buy a van and trade in his own van for sale. Now, when he was negotiating, a certain price was fixed that he would pay, and he was going to pay for this van on hire purchase. It turns out that the two parties had an argument, and because they had an argument, the seller did no longer wanted to sell the van to this party. The party then took the other party to court, and the judge held that the terms weren't specific. It wasn't specific in terms of knowing how much exactly per month should be paid on the hire purchase in terms of the monthly payments. It wasn't clear in terms of the interest rates, and it wasn't clear in terms of it was one